Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me. Now, we all know that there's a possible shutdown tonight at midnight. We talked about that in a previous video. Now, there's a lot of talk about how we got here, right? I mentioned in that video how there was a previous agreement between the Republicans and the Democrats, a bipartisan plan to avert the shutdown. Even Mike Johnson, who is the Speaker of the House, said it was going to pass. They had it ready to go. They had all the votes to get it passed. They had plenty of votes in both chambers to pass it. And Donald Trump and Elon Musk threatened, actions against the Republicans if they didn't do exactly what they asked. Where America's really being held hostage by one man who's worth $400 billion, who bought the presidency. Donald Trump is not your president. Elon Musk is your president. By the way, people that are foreign born aren't supposed to be presidents in this country. That's why Arnold Schwarzenegger can never run. But here it is. Elon Musk has bought himself the presidency. He threatened these cowards in Congress that if they didn't do exactly what he said, that he would fund primaries against every single candidate. Anybody that was up for re-election, he would run campaigns against them and help fund all of them. Now, Sam Stein, a reporter over at the Bulwark, has put together a report on the second bill and why it didn't pass either. Why there was revolts from both Republicans and Democrats. And that second bill didn't pass either. And the reasons for that were some of the cuts that were in the bill, right? That cut from the previous bill. These are some of the smaller ones that were involved, and they seem pretty important. Included in the cuts that the GOP made in their GOP-only bill, they cut all kinds of consumer protections from the Consumer Protection Agency. There was an amendment in there to curtail deepfake pornography, which I think is a very important bill. There were restrictions to outbound U.S. investments to China. That, okay, whatever. But there was also a bill to secure semiconductor supply chains that was part of this overall spending bill. We've had a problem since COVID with keeping semiconductors, and their supply chains open to people producing things in America. Therefore, they've been more expensive and harder for companies to obtain. That's actually even been an issue sometimes since 2020 with power wheelchairs and replacement parts, because the different chips and stuff aren't available. So they're either more expensive or almost impossible for the people to get. But they went on to say that there was some other stuff related to medical research that was far more of a reason why people revolted against the new bill. The slimmed down version of the bill, Stein writes, was stripped of language that would have allowed for children who relapse with cancer to undergo treatments with a combination of drugs and therapies. This would have helped fund that. It says the bill also didn't include an extension of a program that gave financial lifelines in the form of vouchers to small pharmaceutical companies working on rare pediatric diseases. It was also missing earlier provisions that would have allowed for kids on Medicaid or CHIP, which is for poor children to have access to medically complex care across state lines, was removed as well. So they're really coming after children here. Elon Musk has already started trying to destroy this country. And he's starting with some of the most vulnerable people amongst us. Social Security, people on Social Security, the elderly that rely on Medicare and Medicaid and things like that, and children. They're coming after children, the lives of children. This is supposed to be the pro-life crowd, right? The crowd that ended up banning abortion in like 38 states. Right? The pro-life crowd, yeah, they've made it 100% clear that they don't care about life. They never have. We knew this, but they have made it clear now that they don't even care about children at all. These are some of the cuts that they wanted to make. And these are some of the things that needed to be done. They needed to be refilled. You know, their funds needed to be re-upped. And now that's not going to happen. Like, I don't understand the whole purpose to just being cruel. You know, it's like cruelty just to be cruel. And it doesn't make any sense to me. It's not something I've ever understood, and I never will understand it because I'm not meant to understand it. Right? I'm just not meant to understand hate. I'm not, I just can't understand cruelty. It makes no sense to me. It has no valid place in a civil society. Now, let me see if I can find this other thing it accidentally closed out on before I finished reading his article. Sam Stein also mentioned that there was funding for something called the Gabriella Miller Kids First Research Program. This research program was named after a 10-year-old girl named Gabriella who died of a rare brain tumor in 2013. This fund was created to help fight pediatric cancer. It's one of those things. It's never been a bipartisan or a partisan issue. It's been very much bipartisan. Everybody has supported this, from the far left to the far right. It usually gets refunded real quickly when it's due, when it's time for it to be refunded, and everyone thought it would be refunded. They stripped that out of the bill as well. So more research, more research for fighting childhood cancer, taking funds away from hospitals that take care of kids who have and may be dying of cancer. Now, I don't understand how anybody can say that they support the Republican Party or Donald Trump or Elon Musk after what they've done here. This is going to put research against childhood diseases and childhood cancer at risk. This is going to put the lives of children at risk. The GOP are cowards, and they have bowed down and kissed the ring of Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And they don't care what's going to happen to these children. Now, could it get forced back in the bill later? Some of the stuff get forced back in the bill that Mike Johnson's working on right now? Possibly, but not likely, because it came from Elon Musk. It came from Donald Trump and Elon Musk saying that they don't want these things funded. That's the only way it can be seen. It's absolutely despicable, and it should not be happening. I don't care what party you support. I don't care who you voted for. But children are the most vulnerable people amongst us. And a society is judged by how they treat the most vulnerable. And this society has proven that we no longer care about children. That we never have and we never did. And that we never will. So thank you for joining me here at Unapologetically Progressive. Come back for more videos next week. I may dive more into the TYT stuff that I made a video on earlier this week. Somebody asked me some questions in the comment section, and I figured I might answer some of those in a video, probably the end of next week. All right, y'all have a great day. Have a good weekend.